Okay, guys, I want to welcome you on this run. All the details you could read in the description. Only one question you could have is, which is not explained in the description, why we are starting with the Siofra river well depths. There is no good answer. I'm just testing this format, and if I would like it, I will definitely backtrack everything that I had before. For now, let's start. I'm quite new to this location, so I didn't explore it at all, lore-wise as well. So I just arrived and activated the grace. The first thing that I want to mention is the gravestones. Are the gravestones? I'm not sure. It does make sense to analyze what is on the stones itself, because it seems to me like some generic ones, but also maybe not. That one on top look like earth tree inscriptions, so I'm not really sure. I will just have them on camera and try to remember the pattern for future. But for now it doesn't seem like something very fancy. There are animals. And here there is some kind of ritual going on. Like a lot of people just standing around some kind of door. So yes, just for remember for now. And let's start. Okay, first what I see is the new type of herba. That might be important. Yes, let's read description. Because previously we had only this green herba in the Lingrave, but now we have the dew-kissed herba found in and around the Eternal City. Okay, so it gives us information straight away that we are in the Eternal City for now. This is the first time we meet this place in, if you are playing first time, of course. Okay, a herb that grows in the false night. False night, that's important, I guess. So it's not a real everlasting night, true? In and around the Eternal City. This might also be important, that it grows not only in there but around, whatever this means. Material used for crafting. Soaked in arcane dew, it gives off the faint glow of starlight. Okay, so it kinda supposed to be the opposite of the normal herba, which gives off a faint light. Yeah, I thought there might be something about the sun or the grace about them, but this seems like to be the normal plant that grows on Earth, not under the Earth. Also, the good hint might be what can be crafted out of this one. So we have different type of boluses, and with the normal herba, okay, all of them contain some type of herba, but some of them have the normal one, some of them the underground one. Okay, let's compare them. So the poison neutralizing uses the normal one. The one that alleviates rot and cures rot is the underground one. blood loss, frost, sleep. Okay, that is kinda interesting because I had an idea that the underground one is responsible for every type of the, let's say, magic-induced illness. For example, scarlet rot, you could consider it the magic type, but I would say the sleep is also the magic type. But it kinda might be, I mean, in the context of this game, it's definitely the magic one. Death blight, madness. Okay, I can't think of the logical idea why it's split it in these two categories, or I cannot think of any categories, but it's interesting that these two types are used. Yeah, but main information that we got that we are in Eternal City right now, and that these plants are imbued with magic. And also it's good to gather them because it's always good to have boluses on you. Go further. Just in case. What do we have here? The same inscriptions. Yes. Might be a pattern, but I wanted to look very careful for all type of the inscriptions that are on the walls, or all type of pictures that we could make. So to pay close attention to the surroundings. Also, I kinda got plenty of them. Maybe, just maybe, the game is telling me that soon enough I would need these types of boluses. By the way, let me check if something else is also using this ingredient, just in case. No, it doesn't seem so. Oh, stop. Glowstone emits a faint light from the location it is placed. Interesting. Polished ruined framework that shines brighter than rainbow stone. Emits light from the location it is placed in illuminating surrounding. May serve some benefit in dark places or at night. Only connection I could see is the fact that it's combined from the ruin fragment that doesn't have any glow effect, and the underground herba that has a glow. But also, I don't see why you don't compare it with normal herba, because it also emits a light. Yeah, but maybe it is the reference to the thing that in Eternal City it's dark. It's always night, so you need the glowstones to orient, kinda. Maybe this is the thing. Okay, not here. I'm trying to focus on all the magic things. Yes, guess we're done. Okay. Seems very suspicious. Pearl calling finger remedy. I'm not sure if it's the new item for us, but anyway, I don't really remember what is it about, so let's recall. This is the co-op item, as I remember. Yeah, this one. Reveals cooperative multiplayer science. Yeah, so there's no lore behind it. And I cannot say more about fingers right now, so Let's also use the stone here because it's definitely too dark. Okay, now we could see surrounding. Nothing to see really, but it's always good to have some light. Maybe we're missing something. Okay, this is another plant that could give us an overview about where we are. We already mentioned there are gravestones all around, so we are technically on the graveyard, but this exact one, it's not here, it's here. As I remember, it grows only on the graveyards, or in the tombs. Okay, I don't remember which level it was. Probably 1. Blooms in catacombs, yes. Just to be sure if it wasn't the ghost one. Same. It blooms in catacombs. So this is better the reference that this is like some kind of closed space that actually, because of the fake sky, it looks like it's an open space, but so maybe the game is telling us that we are in the giant tomb. A lot of them. Okay, melted mushroom. It's also something new. Melted mushroom. Found in and around Eternal City. Surprisingly. That grows in the false night. Drips with viscous fluid that behaves much like oil. Okay, this is definitely a reference to the silver tears. I mean, it even looks like this. But for now I don't understand why the mushrooms looks like this. Maybe later. This is a good question. Okay, maybe some kind of torch or incantation. Do we have something that emits light? Would be useful here. Yeah, of course. Okay, then we need a torch. That's much easier. I don't have space though. Okay. I don't have a torch. Oh my god, it's so bad. Need to get one. Definitely. For now, let's use our favorite. Ah, okay. I have something. I definitely have something. Which, to be fair, I forgot how to equip. Okay. Okay. Now we see a little bit better. I still consider torch a better option for the glowstone, because look how much light we got. For this place it's not that important, but I would prefer to have a better vision for this detailed walkthrough. Okay, what do we have here? Just some random body with the aristocrat garb. He was clearly having a camp here. And seems like he wasn't alone, because it's too good of the camp for the single person. And for some reason he died here. What was the reason? Silver fire flare. I doubt it's the reason, but let's see nevertheless. Found near cold waters, untouched by sunlight. Makes sense. Silvery light. Found near bodies of cold water untouched by sunlight. The light of the fireflies is believed to have an alluring magic. Silver light is considered to invite riches? Like money? Anyway, he probably might have been lured here by this firefly, then made a camp, and then he died. For some of the reasons. Which is a complete secret. Okay, more herba and melted mushrooms. I hear a scarab. I know it's up there, so we are not in the hurry at all. I wonder if I could use torrent here. Oh yes, I can. That's nice. I would not though. Okay, Sam Toms. Another aristocratic dude. Might be part of the crew from there. Just the room. Okay. More herbas. Okay, these dudes are a new type of the enemy. Let's look at them. Thanks God they're not hostile or not that hostile. Okay. Okay, what can we say about them? First of all, they seem very devastated by the state of events surrounding. I'm not sure. So this one is just stuck, like probably crying, but they don't see any sounds. But what is more interesting, they all have this crystal imbued weapons, and themselves they are covered in not the crystals, more like in the silver dew, like the mushrooms. That's how they look like to me. What I would like to do is maybe to make them drop their weapons, so we could find out more about them. For this, I will maybe equip the talisman and eat the chicken food. Food, of course. That's what I meant. What else? Also, they're doing some interesting action here, like they are looking for something in the water. And if you look at this one, between of the cranks, he's putting his hand into, okay, earth in this option, but here into the water. So for me, it looks like they're looking for something in this water. So let's, first of all, yes, let's equip the rune. No, silver pickled fowl. Good. Yes, this one, and let's equip a talisman. Our skills, raises whole attack. I already forgot what I have here. Physical damage negation, raises poise. Okay, I think this one we could temporarily. Oh, of course, I don't have it yet. Nice. Okay. Then food it is. I'm not even sure they're dropping this exact weapon. Okay, I could backstab them. That's great. Whoa, they all aggroed at me. Where's my target? Mother of God. Okay, I got hit. Okay, they look very slow and they turn into mud after they are dead. And also, it might be... No. That's not what I wanted to do, actually. Maybe they're weak to the holy damage. I'm not sure yet. But it seems like this. Okay, let's see if we lost a lot of health. Wow, we did. We... were on the edge of dying. For real. And no drops from these guys, sadly. Maybe we'll have to go back. Yes, they turned into these piles of mud. Okay, what were they looking here? That's the question. They were definitely looking for something. And thinking of the name of the location, which is Siofra River, maybe in the future it will get other associations for me, but for now this seems like a river to me. And they are looking something in this river. Oh my god. Okay. It was cost lowered. Okay, there are a lot of bodies of others which I didn't kill, so something or someone killed them, or maybe they just were desperate enough. Okay, no one killed them. I want to eat another pickled food, my favorite food. I hope I will manage to do this fast enough before they go for me. Yes. To die. This one dropped something. That's so good. Okay, I was just spamming mindlessly. Let's see. Silver firefly. Oh my god. No. That's not what I expected. I mean, they are around bodies of water deep underground. So it's expected. Okay, these two guys might be another two guys from the big crew up there to the camp. Let's see what they have. Rune. Knitting stone. Yeah, basic loot that you could get from this type of bodies. I wonder if you could get their weapon at all. Okay, what do we have here? Soap. This is something new. Interesting. Let's take a look at soap. Is it not here? Oh. Removes filth and accumulates on the body. But plant-based soap made from mushroom juice. Okay, this soap is definitely made from the dew mushrooms. Cleans off filth and other accumulations on the body while also slightly reducing poison buildup. Interesting. Filth covering the exterior eventually seeps inside, soiling one's very spirit. This is kind of the important part. I also wonder if it has something to do with the very nature of these creatures that we just met. Because they're technically abominations or summons made out of mud. Maybe soap concept is somewhere nearby. But let's read it again. Filth covering the exterior eventually seeps inside, soiling one's very spirit. So the people that were living here in this eternal city was very concerned about not soiling their spirit. So they wanted to stay pure despite living underground. Okay, this is another dude from the guy. Seems like, so my interpretation of this, like random corpses, are that they also end up here from the Limgrave. So they use the same way to get here, but then they all died in some unfortunate incidents. Okay. This is the way to the city. This part is fun. It is a lot of platforming. I really wonder why. Okay, this is the one of the guys. I really wonder why and who created these mobs that are around here. It seems like they are created for this labor for looking something into the river, or to guard this place, or they are some mummies of previous guards of this place. There are many options. Okay, another one. Budding horn. This is interesting. Why it's here? To start, I don't even remember. Found by hunting herbivorous beasts. Okay. Rarely seen specimen of young budding horn. Herbivorous beasts. This horn began to sprout on a beast that typically bears no horn. Perhaps it a vestige of primordial crucible. Okay, so I don't remember from where or from whom you originally get this loot. This is important. Let's see how it might be used. Might help as well. But I don't remember the key information about it. Okay, dappled cured meat. Temporarily boost immunity, robustness and focus. This isn't that much specific. Another one. Oh, sorry, it's the same one. Interesting. The melted mushroom is used in oil pots, which makes sense considering the oily look of the mushroom. Okay, seems like these horns aren't used for much of the recipes. Okay, yes, the soap. Only in the meats, and meats is giving us no context. So let's read it again. Maybe I'm missing something. Yes, I need to remember where we are getting them from normally. Young budding horn. This horn began to sprout on a beast that typically bears no horn. So it's unnatural, so it's not a deer horn or something. It's a vestige of the primordial crucible. Okay, so the crucible concept in this game is also not very clear to me. I mean, I know there are crucible knights, and I know they're important for the story, but to be fair, I don't remember now what is their role. So let's just have this. Information for future. Let's just think about it. Hey guys, I'm serious. Please drop something. Oh my god, how? Oh, okay, okay. No, I got more problems. Interesting. I haven't seen this type of magic before, to be fair. I forgot that I have a shield. That's so stupid. I'm constantly forgetting. And he's emitting them from the inside. You know? It reminds me of the jellyfish. And jellyfishes are usually seen around graveyards as well. So maybe it goes together somehow. What if I forgot how to do a guard counter? Am I good? I remembered. It's actually easy. Ouch! No, they're not dropping anything. Whether it's very rare drop. What is also interesting, after I attack one, they all react, no matter how far they are. Yes, and they're definitely weak to... holy damage. What was this? Clayman's harpoon. Now we're speaking. We will find out everything now. Everything about them. So, first of all, their name is Clayman. Second, it's a harpoon spear, which is interesting because harpoon is used to catch something, usually in the water. And my first assumptions about them looking for something in the water seems kinda fair now. Okay, just to have an overview about the weapon, maybe it's the good one, maybe we could use it. It scales from intellect, which makes sense to me, yes. Also, it scales from strength and dexterity, but not that much. And in general, doesn't seem like very good weapon to me. Or let's say interesting for our build. This one is much more interesting. Harpoon with a tip made from a sharpened meteorite shard. Okay, that's interesting. Now we know the material. Wielded by the Clayman who infest dynastic remains. Infestation. Okay, so the third of my assumptions was closest to be right. So they are not guards, they are not slaves or summons, they are infestation. So something that was left or was infesting the remains. So they are actually the parasites on this graveyard. And now we know that this is the graveyard for dynasty remains. Which dynasty? This is the question. The blade emits a faint light and deals magic damage. Who could have guessed? The skill is Impaling Thrust. I'm not sure. I know how it looks like. Skill that lets piercing armaments overcome enemy shields. Okay, I see it. Build power, then launch forward for a strong thrust that pierces an enemy guard. Okay. Since this weapon is not interesting, I mean as a weapon, but as a source of information, it's extremely good. Because we answered almost all questions about Claymans. So they're, first of all, infestation, so they're parasites, so they are probably created from the dirt around. They wield some kind of interesting magic. Maybe we'll get their spell later. They use harpoons to catch something in the water, which I'm not sure what. And the tip is made from the meteorite, which is quite a common material. Like, uncommon, but we meet it a lot in the game, in different locations. Okay, that was solid. I liked it. Worth it. And now I start to understand that these guys, these corpses here, might be all from different groups, because that one at the camp had like only 2 places around him, so, and the corpses, there were like 10 of them already. Rainbow stone, and none of them wield something precious. So only runes. Okay, the meat, which isn't specific. Only one that had an interesting item was that one with the horn. Okay, the fireflies. Stone. So probably just the wanderers, or maybe they're not just wanderers. Since there are aristocrats, maybe these were the servants of the graveyard or the servants of this place when it was alive. The same patterns on the walls. Maybe these guys were the people from around here. Okay, yes, I cleared here everything. Smithing stone 4. Wow. I guess the next part would be the platforming part. And I definitely have enough herbus for today. Too much herbus. And we are back. I'm lying, guys. There is no such thing as too much herbus. Never too much. Do they respawn right away? Crazy. Hey, I'm kind of afraid to go there like this because this scarab has something interesting. Okay. It doesn't matter that much as the who is depicted on the statue. Of course, the devs deliberately hide it from us, but there are some hints. For example, these roots that are around the person. And I think I've seen the same type of statue before with the roots around. And another important fact about this statue that it's destroyed. Probably on purpose. Probably. Maybe even we could even think that this whole building was it seems like it fell apart naturally, but this part looks it was destroyed on purpose. So maybe this whole building was destroyed only in order to get to this statue. And we have a small hint here. The golden centipede. Let's read about it. The golden desiccated remains of the centipede. Its diet. Material used for crafting. Kept as a fetish by Golden Order fundamentalists, especially the hunters of those who live in death. As such, they are found near churches and similar. Well, it's quite a big hint for us, don't you think? So, this is giving us information that at this exact place, there was a hunter of the Golden Order. A hunter who was hunting those who live in death. Very specific group. And also they find near churches as similar. This doesn't give us much because we already know that this is kind of dynasty tomb. But interesting that it was a trace of those who live in death here. Now we know it was one of them was somewhere around and the hunter was around. Okay, now it's platforming time. I'm not sure that I remember all the hotkeys and I'm prepared for this. Oh my god, yes. I think there is another centipede there. Up there. Yes. Let's also have an overview of what is made out of this item. First of all, Deathblight build-up, of course. Makes sense. I mean, curement, of course, curement of it, because they were pets of the Golden Order hunters. Holy pot also makes sense. Actually, it was kind of unexpected. I mean, it is expected in the way that the best thing to counter those who live in death or undead are holy incantation and holy damage, but I thought that the centipede was part of the specific order, yes, specific group of hunters, not everyone who was using the holy magic. Seems like nothing more. It would be so good to have a filter. Maybe holy arrows? No. Okay. Also tells us we are on the right way. Oh, a little bit more of the dudes. I think if I jump badly right now, I will probably die. No. Yes, now we know you're parasite, guys. I thought you were royal guardians. Or someone left by the guardians. Okay, daggers. I think they're pretty neutral items, which I would gladly have in my fast sword, to be fair. Yes, there's no information about them lore-wise. Oh my god. It was dangerous. I mean, there's clearly nothing there, but for some reason I want to reach the point. Which, if you think about it, doesn't make any sense. Besides of falling down. Not a single other hint what this statue might be, but we remembered how it looked like how the base looked like and the roots, and we now have the possibility to compare. No, please. Please. No other centipede, yes? Well, that's expected. Oracle bubbles! Nice, nice, nice. We got the exact type of the spell that this guy drops. Let's see. Interesting, so the guys that wield the harpoon called Clayman, and these guys are called, that are emitting magic, they're called oracles. Or maybe the origin of the spell is about oracles. Let's see. Launches several small magic bubbles. Need some intelligence. Let's say need some arcane and good amount of intelligence, which we don't possess. Let's see. Sorcery of the Clayman, who served as priests in the ancient dynasty. Okay, this is a little bit ambiguous because in the previous item we read that they were parasites. Maybe it's not a contradiction at all. Sorcery of the Clayman who served as priests in the ancient dynasty. Okay, so one of my options was also right. So once, some time ago, there was a royal dynasty that was located underground in so-called Eternal City. And Clayman, we don't know why they were called this way. They served as priests to this dynasty. And after the dynasty died and they were buried here, they turned into parasites or undead species, I don't know. But they still kinda protecting the lands from everyone else. So maybe I misunderstood the infestation word. Produces several small magical bubbles that drift towards foes before they naturally pop. Reminds me of the... Oh my god, I forgot the names for the enemies in the capital city, wearing the white robes as the musical instrument. Charging increases the delay before the bubbles pop. The Clayman search for lost oracles within their bubbles. Lost oracles. Interesting. Maybe there is a connection between oracles they are looking for and the creatures we see in the capital. Because they also were not oracles, but as I remember from the description, they were calling for someone. Yeah, it's hard to recall. Okay, I need to think about it a little bit more because it's now a little bit of ambiguous and maybe I have to Google the meaning of words precisely because you know, first of all, I'm not English speaker originally, but second, even for English speakers, there's sometimes the differing meanings to the words that people don't know, and maybe here it will help. And also, it's very interesting phrase that I don't get at all, like Claymen are searching for lost oracles within their bubbles. So they are creating these magical bubbles and they're looking for oracles inside of them. Maybe it also helps us, will help us understand what they're looking in the water. Maybe for oracles. Who knows? Okay, seems like we are done with this small part. It took me a long time. I think that I will try to make episodes smaller, like rather not longer than 1 hour. Because After each episode, I'm not sure how it will look like yet, but I will do some analyze myself and I will show you sum up of everything that we found out during this episode. All the questions and all the facts that we found out, I will put it in the nice view and show it. Maybe it will make sense to add it before starting the next episode, I'm not sure yet. But for now, let's find the next grace, which we... you know what? We will not look for the next grace because I know it's not close. Like, I mean, it's not here, maybe a little bit further away. And I already see something that I would like to discuss right here. And so we will stop here and we will see each other in the next episode. Thank you, guys. Hello again. So I'm back with the short summary of everything that we walked through in this episode. It went out to be plenty of information, and we will walk through it very fast because I have a couple of facts, and after analyzing the information and watching the recording again, I came up with some of the ideas, new ideas. Also, this is the beautiful chart we will be working on from now. I'm not sure of the structure yet, but for now I created this form with the background of the Eternal City to like make it pop out because we will have different locations or different parts of lore here. So for now it is enough. And I created two entities like Eternal City and Siofra River well depths. And I moved like the 100% confirmed facts about Eternal City and the most important ones here. So what we know now from this very walkthrough is that Eternal City has an everlasting false night, probably of the magic source, but we don't know it yet, so it's not in the text. There was an ancient dynasty ruling the place, also obvious from the item descriptions, and that there are type of the inhabitants of this place called Clayman that are aplenty around dynastic remains. So this tomb or church that we discovered at the Siofra River, and they served as priests to the ancient dynasty. That's all from the confirmed facts that are related to Eternal City. So this would be the main entity here, and everything else. Maybe I will change the structure in future a little bit to put everything under it. What you should know now that the blue outline means this entity is a place. So because there would be other entities like characters, maybe items or concepts. Let's move to the Siofra River well depths and walk through everything that we found out and all the questions. Yeah, sorry for this popping out. I should think how to remove it next time. Okay. First of all, when we entered the location, we realized there are gravestones all around, and they have an images of rituals, people and beasts. Let's explore them later. We will see if we find the same types of gravestones around the Eternal City, maybe some new ones, or maybe some carvings or some pictures on other items that will remind us of the things that we've seen there. But I don't have much hope for it, to be fair. I think it would be unsolved question. And the question itself is, are these images generic or they mean something? I probably think they're generic, just some patterns that they took from somewhere. The second one is the essence of the building that we found. What is this building and why was it destroyed? Because it definitely looked destroyed to me. So we have two options what this building might be, or at least I have. It's, first of all, it might be a tomb, which is confirmed by the Clayman harpoon description, because dynastic remains dwells there, and ghost clawworts growing around because it grows only in tombs. It doesn't grow exactly in this church or in this building, so it's probably not a tomb. More like the whole place is the great big tomb. That's what might be. And another option that this might be a church, because we found some golden centipedes on the ground around, and in the description it is said that they are usually found around churches. And also the big statue inside reminds us of the church, or the figure of worship placed there. The Darkwisted herba grows all around of the Eternal City. This is kind of a fact, and especially a plenty around the Siofra river. We found plenty around. The type of herba is used to craft boluses to cure scarlet rot, madness, and death blight. My primary question here is, does it have something to do with origins of these statuses? Because it makes sense. If you have something like some medicinal plant growing around, maybe it was deliberately placed by developers there. So, for example, one of the diseases that it used for to cure, its origins might be from this area. I'm pretty sure that it's not scarlet rot source, and also not madness source, but maybe death blight. I'm not very sure about where those who live in death are coming from. So let's investigate this further. This is some just random questions. I'm probably sure it's not like this. Are melted mushrooms connected to silver tears? They look the same, but the description already tells us that mushrooms are covered in oil essence. And what I thought about just today, that they might, so the Claymans, they have this silvery layer of something on their, let's call it skin. And it looks very much like this mushroom oil. And that's why there was a soap, and they probably used the soap to clean themselves. So I think the materials are different and the look just happened to be the same. So I'm pretty sure this question wouldn't be answered. Another big pile of questions is about the commoners that we found there. A lot of corpses, like maybe 10 of them, that are all around the place. And the question is, what are the commoners' corpses around the building? And how and why did they reach the Siofra river? So if they think about the nature of the building, if this was a church, then this might be the pilgrims that traveled to worship a god that this church was dedicated to, yes. Or if it is a tomb, or it was a tomb, grave robbers, because on one of the corpses we found the throwing knives, which seems more like an arsenal of the grave robber, or in general some thief, like some sneaky person, let's say. They all were aristocrat garb, like all the corpses, but there might be an aristocrat grave robber as well. And other interesting idea about how these guys actually died. Most probably they died from different reasons, all of them, but maybe because we found the primordial horn on one of the body, like this budding horn. It might be that they were killed by a beast, like the herbivorous beast, like giant deer or something, or ancestral follower, because I googled it up, like who is dropping these items, and besides deers and other like not harmful creatures, the ancestral followers is gonna drop them as well. So this might be just a nice speculation. Let's move to the Claymans. The harpoons have a meteorite tip made of the meteorite material. Is it special to the Eternal City? And why I had this idea, because the meteorite tip deals magic damage, as we find out from the item description. And the Dukist's herba is soaked in arcane dew, so the surrounding of the Eternal City and also the fake night, yes, it also, everything like breathes magic to me. So maybe like and also it looks like a cosmos a little bit to me. Maybe it has some connection. Or at least I want to find out how the clerics of the ancient dynasty got the harpoons with the material tips, if it's not connected. The other part is about what are the Clayman actually looking or catching in the water with their hands and harpoons. We have this item description on the Lost Oracles sorcery, which we picked up in the building. The Clayman looks for lost oracles, but it doesn't give us much answer, because what are the oracles? Is this an abstract thing? Is it a concept, the oracle, or is it a real thing? Like they're looking for some real bodies. And are the oracles connected to the water bodies? I had today some crazy idea that the sorcery itself produces some bubbles, and maybe the oracle are in these bubbles, or they are somehow connected to the water because they're looking for them in the water. It's the craziest assumption ever, but this isn't the most tricky part, because I don't get the concept of oracles too much, and how might you look for them, not for one. So we will see. And the last here, what is the broken statue in the building? This is one of the most important questions here, because after we will get the answer, we will find out if it was a church or a tomb, and maybe about the centipedes that are lying around. Because to find out, it would be very easy. We'll just find other statues and compare their lower body, because it's covered with roots or thorns. And the golden centipede that we found around gives us a version that it was a church dedicated to the god depicted on the statue. So if you find out it was a god, or it might be a member of this dynasty, and it is a worshipping place of this person and also a tomb. And another good question, who broke the statue? And in general, this place looks like it was not destroyed, but in ruin from longer time. And this exact place where the statue is located, it 100% looks deliberately destroyed. And also by something big, because if you look up from the statue, you see that the floors are broken with something big, like a big explosion or big magic hand, whatever this was. So this is a nice question. And one of the options that the golden centipedes are around the statue, maybe they're like, it's also another speculation. Maybe the destruction of the statue had something to do with Golden Order and those who live in death, because they were definitely around by the centipedes, judging by the centipede. And did they play a part in the statue destruction? And what is their connection to Eternal City? This is actually also a question. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I think for such a small place, we got so much information. So let's proceed to the next episode. Maybe we'll get some of the questions answered. Thank you.